Hey, what's up, fam? It's your boy Malcolm from the DopeishCorner, and we are back with another dope conversation where we will continue to explore how to incorporate practices that you may have learned from places of employment or businesses into your personal life when you're dealing with certain circumstances and situations and you want to look at things from a different perspective or you want to better your chances for success. We stopped with utilizing a checklist that you want to use as a guide or a benchmark when you get ready to enter a relationship or if you're in a relationship. So just like HR, we want to utilize some type of guideline to say these are the core things that we're going to look for as we explore this potential candidate, and then just kind of benchmark to make sure that they're measuring up to be a good fit with us. That energy has to be there. So let's go ahead and talk about what you probably want to add and what you do not want to add. You want to add elements of substance, some good grounding foundational elements that will help you build off of. You set the good foundation, you build the rest of the house, right? So things not to focus on is things that are not of substance, or things that can be easily diminished. In that instance, what you're trying to do is you're trying to pick up some sand and hold it. It's going to continuously diminish and just flow out of your hands because it may not even be there. So things like that, starting off by saying, don't focus on a person's looks. If that's one of your core elements that you have on your guideline, that's not really of substance. So don't just focus on this person has to have this type of look. This person has to be this tall. This person has to have this type of figure. That's really not an element of substance that you really want to consider um, as your core values or principles. Also, don't focus too much on financial. I'll get into detail in another conversation on that. But if I can give you a great example of what to try to focus on when you add financial, let's be real. You do want to have finance on that list, but be realistic with it. Just focus at a high level and say, I need someone who doesn't take away from me. Does that make sense? So if you're living a comfortable life where you can afford your lifestyle and everything that you want right now, well, it may be in your best interest to find a partner or a candidate that doesn't take that away. If anything, they allow you to sustain that and then also increase potentially down the line. I say those two elements because businesses do not utilize those on a regular when they're looking for a right candidate. So if you're focusing on looks, if you're focusing on finance, a business will be very, very mindful about entering a partnership with a partner who does not have their finances together and they're taking them away. But if the partner makes a good fit and they bring the intangibles that they're looking for, or they can increase the potential of them being able to get more assets, they definitely will move forward and give the green light. So again, focus on that element. Now let's get back to what you do really want to have on that list as your core elements. Start off with a number that's simple. Anywhere between 3 to probably 7 will be some good elements to consider. What will Malcolm do? I'm gonna give you my list, and then hopefully you guys can use that as kind of a guide to kind of piggyback off of and say, hey, you know what? I like this. I don't like this. I want to add this or consider this from a different perspective. So values and principles that Malcolm will focus on if he was in the dating scene right now to help better his chances of success of finding the right partner. One, I will start off with trust. Two, loyalty. Three, the person being responsible. Four, the person having a good work ethic or they're driven. Five, personality. And then six, someone being kind. So I gave you 6 different elements. Let me try to break them down of what will Malcolm look for, and let's see if this would be a good practice that most businesses will utilize as well in order to make sure that they're selecting the right candidate. So someone who is trustworthy and loyal, it speaks for itself. You need to know that someone has your back from the jump and that you can give them that trust to say, hey, this person I know will be here through thick and thin. When times get rough, let's be real, relationships are difficult. So if you got someone who is loyal to you and someone who you can trust to be able to carry out things, then that's a great foundation to probably have on your list. Also, one that kind of correlates with that will be responsible. A person that is responsible. Trust, loyalty, responsible. They all kind of go in. So I need to trust you to be responsible to be able to, if we have kids one day, be able to raise my kids the right way. I need to trust you to be responsible, to be able to take care of finances on your end so that you're not hurting a partnership. When you do move to the ultimate goal of partnership or relationship, which is marriage, one partner can have impact, or each partner can impact each other when it comes to finances. But if you got somebody who's responsible, you should be okay right there. Another one, a person that's driven and has a good work ethic. I think every place of employment looks for candidates who have that. We should look for it in our relationships too. That will be very, very helpful when you are dealing with the day-to-day taskers that come with relationships. Relationships are difficult, like I said earlier, and you got a lot that goes with it. So a person who has a strong work ethic and they're driven, when you're setting those relationship goals, real relationship goals, not stuff that you see on social media, but when you're setting goals like, hey, baby, in 3 years, we're going to go ahead and get this house. We're going to go ahead and try to make sure we accomplish this goal. A person who is driven and a person with a strong work ethic, they will be able to help take care of that. And you also will probably be able to keep each other driven and focused as you try to knock down those goals that you may have established together. Personality, our next one. Uh, you don't have to be the most engaging social butterfly in Malcolm's world. That's how I look at it. But I do like someone who can get in there and work a room, time, and place. They know how to get in there and handle business the right way. So you got the right personality to be able to work the room or to be able to socialize with almost anyone you come across. That's very important, especially when you're dealing with family. The last thing that you want to do is have a relationship and you got uh, a partner or the person you're dating and they don't know how to interact with your family. It makes things awkward. You're going to have some tension in the room. So eventually somebody's not going to wind up liking somebody, which you want to avoid, right? You don't have to like everybody. You got to respect everybody, and hopefully you got the right personality to be able to approach it until otherwise. Uh, Also, being kind. I think that's one thing that we overlook a lot of the times when we're in relationships, and just being a kind, good person shows and it weighs a lot when you're factoring in who you're looking for a relationship. If the person is mean and they treat others like trash, what do you think may eventually happen to you when you get on the wrong side of their focus? If you're going through an argument, or if you have a disagreement, or if you guys are going through a rough patch in a relationship, um, it's hard to break habits. So if you've got someone who's genuinely kind and they're a good person, you may want to consider that. So again, just to recap, I gave you guys trust, loyalty, a person that's driven, a person that's responsible, a person that is kind, a person who has a good personality. Those are some of the elements that Malcolm will look for. And maybe it's something that should consider when you get ready to write out your profile of characteristics to look for when you're dating someone or you're in a relationship. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's conversation. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow our different social media pages. DopeishCorner, you can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We're all over. I would like to really engage with you all and start having those comments come in so we can continue to build the content that you're looking for. If you disagree with anything, hey, go ahead and post it out there as well. I would love to have that conversation with you just to see where you're coming from your end. All right. Until the next time, guys, you all stay safe. This is your boy, Dopest Mouth, signing out.